for this album, I am going to be using these dies. This is from Alchemy of Art. It's a Russian brand, and if you have this, it's okay. If you don't have this, you can do the album as well, because you can make a rectangle and then just with your crocodile punch in a circle here and in the top. But let me tell you what I have. This is the 1, 2, 3, the 4th die. This is a nested die package. So with this one, I already cut 5 of these pieces in light chipboard. This is the graphic 45, and 2 of them are going to be for the cover and back cover, so I will reserve it there. And I already made 2 of the pages or sheets, and let me make this one with you also with a piece of, this is textured cardstock. I already cut with the same die 8 pieces. So let's put this away. And if you want to have everything lined up, what you can do is just align it here and here, and then just make a pencil mark to see exactly where are you going to start. I'm going to start all around here, and I'm going to finish in here. So this is a cotton ribbon. This is, I am not sure, but I think this is a 1/2 inch. Yes, it's a 1/2 inch, and it's really flexible to work with this. So let's start, and let me put this away. So I will add my glue in both sides, just like so, and a little bit more here. And now just try to center this piece here and punch below here to the bottom in this way. Just, it's really easy to work with this ribbon, because it's cotton, so it's really flexible. I got this in Amazon a long time ago. I don't have the link, but you can find it easily there. This is cloth. Yes, so let me try to see what's happening here. Let me put this here and just push to the inside here. Now I am not doing the corner yet. Okay. Now just when you come here to the corner, just pinch in this way. Okay, and you will have this. So let's calculate here. Now we repeat here and pinch here. And now with your scissors, just cut this bumpy piece, okay? And now we have our 3 sheets covered exactly in the same way. Now for the cover and back cover, I'm going to be using this beautiful, this is a kind of fabric that with paper on the back. I also got this in Amazon, so I like this a lot. So I cut a piece. This piece measure here, well, this is 11 3/4 by 7 3/4 as well, because now I am going to stick one here and the other one here, and then just cut all around to wrap the cover. Okay, so I'm going to be using my glue, and also I'll be using this silicone brush just to okay. Now with the scissors, we are just going to cut here, following the same shape. And about here, I'm going to add my glue here. Now we can start marking here a little bit. Now here we are going to cut as we normally do. Now we can continue here. You need to push this perfectly. And now we just need to add glue here and push this corner a little bit and this one as well. Now I am going to do this one as well. Now we are going to work with the spine, and I cut 4 pieces of the same fabric that measure, the width is 3 and the long side is 4. We need 4 pieces. Also with this paper, these pieces measure a half an inch, but about 5.5. And from my design paper, another 4 pieces that measure a half an inch, and these are about 4 7/8 of an inch. It doesn't matter because we are going to do something later, but first I'm going to attach these pieces on top of here, and I will try just to center in the because I am using leftover papers and you won't see that later. So but we just want to try to center it here. And something like this. For these steps, I always use liquid glue. I never use double-sided tape because I don't know, I prefer to use something more that lasts longer. I am watching here that the designer paper is a little bit wider, so I am just going to cut here in the back as close as I can to my cardstock. And that's it. Now you just need to press. Okay. Now these pieces needs to be centered here, and I will be using my mat just to try to center this. It's about 1¼ of each side, and of course trying to center the top and the bottom as well. Okay, so let's add some glue. Okay, I'm going to work in this side better. It's about here. There we go. There we go. The next one. There we go. Let's finish these pieces. Okay, now I'm going to be using this piece of cardstock that measure about 2¼ by 4. Okay, because now I have everything here, and you can see here I have a pattern, and I want to respect my pattern, so I will try to accommodate all of this in place. Okay, so first let's mark in both sides. Because this step is really important. Now this side is going to be in the bottom, and this needs to be a stick here, okay, in the very edge. So I am going to add my glue just in this piece, not here and not here, okay, to attach it. Align it with my edge here, okay. Now again, I am just going to mark this piece, and now let's continue. And again, my glue is going to be here. And now this is going to be attached here, close to this one. In this way. Don't add any glue here and here, okay? Just in this piece. And again, this needs to be here, just close to the previous one. There we go. Here you can see this is not straight because it was a little piece, but it doesn't matter here. And now this will be here, and it's going to be aligned also here. If you have more paper here at the end, you just need to carefully cut the excess here, okay? This is going to be here. this, it's just perfectly aligned here. But as I told you, if you have some excess, just cut it. Okay, let me tell you what I did here. I did it off camera because I really completely forgot to record this. But it's so easy. I just align it with here with the edge of the back paper. Remember the one that we put here? Okay, I just slice all these hinges strips, okay? But I didn't like it how it looks only with the paper, so I went to my local store and I got this ribbon. This is 1/4 of an inch ribbon, and I cut pieces even longer than this. This is 12, maybe 15 inches long. And then first I stick this on the back. I add glue on the back of each one of these. And then that was the tricky part. That's why I forgot to record. I made 2 knots here, and then a tiny this one, I forgot the name. But then I made the same, but every time I forgot the name, is lower. You see, here and here. And this is just what I did, okay? It's not a big deal. And if you don't want to make the bow for finally, you can attach here the ribbon and stick it in the back, just the ribbon, okay? Or if you don't mind and you want to leave the paper, it's perfect as well. Now we need to make the cover, not the cover, the spine that is going to be joining the cover and back cover. For this piece measure for the tall side, okay? So I cut a piece that measure, here 4.5, okay? And this is the piece that because I want this to be from the very bottom to here, because this piece, it's going to be all, let me show you in the other side, it's going to be attached something like this, and here we will have 4.5 inch tall. But what's the best way to do it? Okay, I need to put here my 5 inches. This piece is 5, a little bit more than 5 and 1/8, because I use leftover paper, okay? By 4.5. What is important, really important, is the tallest part. Now I want this to be something like this, so I'm going to make my first scoring line at 1 3/8 of an inch. And I use 2 layered papers, that's why you are watching this. I just stick them together, but this needs to dry, okay? Now we can crease here, and with this piece here we are going to put this, align it here, okay? And now we can see where we are going to add. I'm going to move this to the top just to make here my pencil mark to make my second scoring line here. Okay, now we just need to repeat here in this side, and in this way this is going to fit, and you need to be able to have room enough to move it. Even I have about 1/16 on each side, because we are going to cover this with the same fabric, okay? Let me show you how. Okay, I have my piece of paper, and this measure 5, the same width that I have here, but this is 7 inches tall, because now we need to stick this piece here, trying to center it and to leave the same amount on top and in the bottom. So we are going to cover all of this with glue in the bottom. Okay, now let me clean myself, because now we just need to work in the back. And now we can stick this here and here, but before we do that, let's mark one more time these sides. Now let me see if I have still enough glue here. Now, repeat the same in the opposite side. Okay. And one more time. Well, here it's better if we let this dry a little bit, because we don't want any marks here. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. Let me see. I want to use this. Okay, and again mark here. Just wait until this is completely dry, but it's important to mark these flaps. As soon as I did it, I am going to mark here, or no mark, just to assure myself that this is perfectly stick here.